social worker, an activist, a liberated woman. Yes, all of the above. I'm driven by the pain and the challenges that many of our community members have, and wanting to find ways to alleviate some of those stresses so that our children can grow up in a good way with joy, laughter, and hope. So much of child welfare is about the negative pieces, taking families to court, telling them that they're not doing things right. And using Aboriginal practices in social work means that you start with the good pieces. You start with, what are your strengths? How can we assist you to be a better parent? How can we help you and your community to do things in ways that you would really like to see? Instead of going to family court, to have a judge make a decision is totally wonderful. At the end of a family conference, generally the elder or patriarch will put out his arms and shake hands with everybody and pat everybody on the back. But that doesn't happen when you go to court. Usually we have people storming out and being quite angry about the process. So we're learning to do things in respectful ways, again with our communities. Receiving this award, to me, means that the policies, principles, and practices of the Aboriginal community are respected and acknowledged, not just within our own communities, but in mainstream society as well.
I guess some people tell me you can't do something. That's when I take it as a personal challenge, and I do it for myself to see I can do it. Someone said, well, what do you want to be? And I said, I'm going to be a forest ranger someday. Well, Native people don't become forest rangers. That's what I'm going to. It was a personal challenge, so I did it. When people tell me not to do it, I'll find a way to do it. I think it was reconnecting to my Aboriginal roots. Growing up, when I grew up back in the 40s and 50s in BC, it wasn't really, it wasn't the best thing to be a person of Aboriginal ancestry. People would say to you, well, you're one of those people, you don't belong here. And I grew up kind of away from my culture when I was younger because I became quite independent. And it was when I reconnected back to my Aboriginal roots when I went to the NVIT as a forestry instructor and reconnecting to the communities. It brought back the fact that who I am as a person that goes way back as an Aboriginal person. I think it was the strongest thing. That was a real turning point in my life when I re-identified with my ancestry and my heritage.
Community, that's what Wapis Bay is about. What we try to do is, through the children, we try to tackle them dealing with learning their own traditions, but at the same time learning about the modern world and combining those two and dispelling some myths about Native culture for mainstream, but also for Aboriginal children today.
The moment I knew I wanted to be a filmmaker was the first day I saw Dennis on a set. When I saw him come alive doing his stories on film, he was my inspiration.
Every day that I wake up, I'm just amazed to come to work and to do what we love to do and have a hope of so many other people wanting to share the same goal.
It's become very humbling to know that we are part of a history that's preserving our people for our grandchildren that we now have and the future great-grandchildren and other people's grandchildren that want to know more about where they came from. Receiving this award is the world to me. It's an award that I get to share with a person in my life that's my best friend, and I get to share it with him. So it's very, very important.
I agree.